It's online. I'm online. Woohoo! Because it's Friday. I'm in love. Can't sing the whole entire song because it will get copyrighted, striked on YouTube. But you all know that if you are here in the live version of this podcast, it is Friday. If you're here on Saturday, Sunday, whichever other day, it's okay. I mean, The Cure just says all the days in that song, so it's gonna be fine. You can listen to us whenever you want, wherever you want, because while you wait to charge your electric vehicle, we bring you entertaining information and EV information too. Yeah, on the same podcast. That lasts an hour and a half from Monday to Friday. Oh yeah, on the channel Two Girls, One Electric Car. Thank you everybody who is tuned in right now. Now, do you know this song? It's like a song. It's not from The Cure, it's another song. It's like a limited edition. Let's do some simple edition. Yeah, that song from Macklemore. Thrift shop, yo. Yeah, that song. Well, that's the thing we're going to talk about in this podcast. It's going to be limited edition. How does that relate to EVs, Piper? Well, just give me an hour and a half and you'll get it. Just stay right here right now. It's going to be super fun. So the thing is, well, I remember when I heard that song for the first time, like the limited edition, let's do some simple edition, $50 for a t-shirt. That's just that song. It got so big. I mean, this song on YouTube has so many views. Hey Howie, thanks for tuning in and thanks for being a patron. Yeah, if you want to patron us or be one of our Patreon, well, we just gave a little bit of an office tour this morning on our patreon.com/2girls1electriccar. Yeah, same name as the YouTube channel, so you can't get lost. Super easy to join. Thank you, Howie, and thank you to all of our other Patreons. We are gonna talk about limited editions. So that being said, when this song from Macklemore came out, it burst into fire, flames, I don't know, the inferno of hell. It went crazy. I mean, how many views does this song have on YouTube, Sai? Must be like billions, right? Like at least a billion.
Which song?
It's called Thrift Shop.
Thrift
Shop from Macklemore. I think like he's done other song, but this is definitely like the song. Now, in that song, he does reveal some stuff about
1.8 billion views.
1.8 billion. See, some people, they like thrifting. There's 1.8 billion people. That's like 1/8 of the planet. Almost like 2/8 of the planet, because we're 8 billion. Imagine that. Who listened to that song? That's a lot of people.
I have 50, at least 50 plays.
You have at least 50 plays? Okay, so maybe it's just like the same people that have been watching and listening, but it's okay. We'll give it to you, Mackle. We'll do like we all just are one view, right? Yeah, because we definitely listen to that song a lot. What's an mech car? Looked it up. Just saw some nonsense kid music. Yeah, Will Garcia one. Well, because we're talking about limited edition electric vehicles, the thumbnail for the podcast and the video format, because you can watch us in video or you can podcast us. You decide. YouTube offers you these two choices. That being said, well, we decided to do like a collaboration with McDonald's, but that's not sponsored. The thing is, we are going to talk about limited edition and electric vehicles and how this could work or not work, and all of the other limited editions or collaborations that happen in the vehicle world. So I will start on this very, very soon, but don't go too far and grab a sandwich if you're hungry, or a hamburger, I don't know, because this is gonna get foodie and fashiony and designy and super intensely sporty and electric vehicle-y, of course.
And
yep.
we have that joke at the end.
And we do have a dad
Yes.
joke at the end, right, Sai?
Yes, we do have a dad joke.
Yeah, I feel like, oh, who's that other voice? That's Sai. That's Sai. So it's Sai and Piper on the podcast. Two Girls, One Electric Car. RP says McDouble. Yeah, I know. Everybody has their very own favorite McDonald item. When you go to the drive-thru and you have an EV, do you think you should get a little like rebate or something at McDonald's? I think you should. I mean, you're not polluting, so you're just staying there, idling for fun. I think you should get something out of it. Midnight Smoke, thank you for tuning in. Now, if you can't be here live, be here live. It's way better. You can leave a live comment in there. Bam, super easy. Sai, what's your favorite McDonald's item to order at McDonald's, of course?
So I don't really eat McDonald's, but fries. I like their fries. I think they have some of the best fries ever.
Best fries ever.
Yeah.
Do you eat them with ketchup, mayonnaise, sweet and sour sauce?
I usually just don't have anything on them, but if I have to, it's gonna be mayo.
Okay, if you have to, it's mayo. McDonald's fries and mayonnaise. For those of you who are on a lunch break, because while you wait for a lunch break to be over, you listen to the podcast while you wait. Super easy. Well, I hope we are actually entertaining you and making you hungry. Because the thumbnail is a McDonald's car, or what we prompt Mid-Journey to give us, which is sort of like a Tesla mixed with ketchup and mustard. Like, it's like if you spurted ketchup and mustard on a Tesla. That's pretty much what it gave us. We didn't like prompt it for hours, you know. We had to come here and actually do the podcast. So we decided that we're just gonna leave it like that. But that being said, there are collaboration and editions or limited editions that are done by these big companies that decide to, like, you know, marry each other for just a little bit, or just one project. And so it could be a thing. McDonald's could collaborate with a car company. I mean, it's maybe we have never seen that, but maybe it could definitely happen. Imagine that. How cool would that be? I mean, you got Red Bulls. They always have a mini, right? They're always in minis. Red Bulls are always in minis. Then they have the Red Bull trucks. But if not, a Red Bull is a mini. For some reason, I'm not sure. I don't know who signed the papers. I don't know if behind closed doors they have a special deal with Mini. But this is definitely a thing. Here in Canada, the Red Bull cars are minis. And they have like the huge Red Bull on it. And chicks. Yeah, it's a can on top.
Chicks that give.
Yeah, and it's often girls that give the non-alcoholic beverage, the Red Bull. That give you the bull, right? That super interesting, crazy, like Coke that's worth a lot more money than Coke. How bad is that, really? How bad? It's not bad. It's super fun. We all like our brands. We all like some things. I mean, maybe you like Tesla, maybe you like McDonald's, maybe you like Red Bull. But what if two of the brands that you really love decide to collaborate together? Are you gonna lose your shoes? Probably. You're gonna freak out, right? I mean, the two of your favorite things in the world decide to be together. Maybe just like if like your two favorite people in the whole entire world decide to marry each other. Or like, I don't know, Taylor Swift decides to marry, you know, somebody that plays football and you like football for some reason.
Davidson GTA edition.
Harley Davidson GTA edition?
You know, that kind of concept.
What's GTA? Like the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are different.
Oh, so that could be like another collab. If like, yeah, literally like GTA and Harley Davidson. Did they do that yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so we heard it. You heard it here first. RP says Carl Jr. used to make fries from dried potato pellets and water extruded through a grill, sliced off with a wiper, then fried. People love them. That's intense. We had a Carl's Jr. here in Vancouver and it just kind of closed. Now it's some sort of Chinese restaurant. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Well, Carl's Jr. had the best ads because they had like all these super sexy women that had like mayonnaise all over their faces. Have you seen that side? No. No. Okay. It's worth looking into.
Oh,
like
really?
at night,
Yeah.
you know, alone. Just like for research and education purposes, like they all say on the YouTube. So I'm Piper, and I'm here with
Sai.
my researcher, and we're talking about limited edition electric vehicles. Now, is that something of the future? Is that something that could happen right here, right now? Well, let's talk about it. Bring your friends, your family, your coworkers, or the people that you know are not working right now. There's a little share arrow right underneath there. You click that share button, and you post it on Facebook. You can also post it on Reddit, or you can just copy paste the URL and send it via text message to a friend or an enemy who's been spamming you for years. We don't care as long as we get those views. Midnight Smoke says, I think limited edition EVs would generate interest. At least get people to look at EVs. Exactly.
That's true.
That's so interesting, right?
Also, you know what I would like? If it's like a food collab, you buy that car, you get a lifetime supply of it.
Oh. Okay,
That would be
so
great.
your car would be like linked to bubble tea.
Yeah, or probably.
Probably?
And like, or sushi.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you would like a sushi company, a sushi restaurant line to do a collab with a vehicle, and then you have free sushi
free sushi.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's yeah. It's like Elon Musk with free electricity for the first Tesla models to get it as an incentive. So I guess you would need like some sort of food company that's just starting off and that decides to will collab and is like, okay, you can eat maybe a Big Mac at McDonald's as much as you want if you buy the Big Mac car. I'm not sure how that's gonna look, but it could be awesome. We have Chris Pankage who says, yeah.
The Oscar winner car?
Yeah, the
An
Oscar,
electric?
exactly, the Oscar Wiener car. So the Wiener car, if you don't know about this vehicle, this is not a car necessarily, but Oscar Wiener, like Oscar Mayer,
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer
Yeah.
has the Wiener cars, and they're pretty cool. So it's literally a hot dog car, like literally, and they drive them all over the USA because they have to promote the Oscar Mayer sausages.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Have you ever seen one in real life?
Not in real life, I haven't. Only on the internet.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Because they're in the US, so there's a chance if you go to the US that you'll see one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can become an Oscar Mayer driver. It pays approximately $30,000 a year, and you drive and you go and do like some, I don't know. You're like a salesman, right? So you go and push the sausage to people.
No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, you don't want to sell
No,
sausages.
I don't want to push people to do anything.
Oh, okay.
Can't be bothered.
No selling sausages for Sai. Wienermobile. Yeah, it's also called a Wienermobile. So that's not a collab because we don't really know which car is underneath it. It's so customized that you can't really recognize the car in that way. So, but when we're talking about limited editions and collaborations, I mean, Oscar Mayer definitely has. Yeah, that's Sai touching the thing. He definitely has the ability to do a collaboration, but so far they seem to have like outputted they've removed everything that could let you know what type of vehicle that is underneath. So we are talking about limited edition EVs. Chris Pankage, to come back to you, almost every EV at launch had or currently has a limited edition model. Well, yeah, okay, so limited editions, we are going further than that. We're going into limited editions and collaborations. But yes, I mean, if you have to kind of have a first model, right? So you have to have this very first electrifying model and idea so that people can literally get on board with your project. The Aptera would be kind of one of them, you know, because people are like freaking out. Oh, it's kind of scary, weird, it's different. Tesla had the Roadster, which was kind of their first model and then disappeared for many different various reasons. So there's always this first edition, and then we make something different with it or out of it. So let's dive right into this, okay? I got here. What is limited edition? So let's talk about it. What is a limited edition? Like Chris says, it can be a limited number of vehicles or of anything that is put out in the world. So it's limited. For sure it's limited. Now, is it limited because it was designed that way, or is just because, you know, we've decided to move forward and we didn't do anymore? Because that happens sometimes. Sometimes it's not the company that's like, okay, we're gonna get 100 amount of these vehicles. There's going to be only 100. We're going to release them and then we're not going to do anything else, and we're really going to sell it as a limited edition. But then sometimes it's just that they make that many, they change course, they change route, they change ideas, whatever, and then, well, all of these first models are worth more because they were or they are now considered limited editions, but actually it's just because they changed their mind and it is something completely different. So there's kind of two ways to look at it, and let's give you some example. And this is gonna be fun. So let's toss some ideas around. Okay, you ready for this? In fashion, limited edition would definitely apply to Supreme, right, Sai? If you talk about limited edition and like scarcity, you talk about Supreme, right?
Why?
Well, because Supreme is always like putting out stuff, but it's only like this one thing.
Yeah, that's true. But it's all about, for Supreme, like I think most sporty brands, it's about having the logo show, because it could be any sweatshirt. I've seen Supreme sell for $5. Sure, one E is missing, but whatever, you know. So
Yeah, if the E is missing, it's not the same brand, right?
it's $5.
Yeah, it's $5. $5 without the E is only $5.
You can,
Perfect for dyslexic people.
yeah, and you can like with a Sharpie write in the extra E.
Yeah, you just add it on top.
Yeah, but it is like imagine a Supreme themed EV.
Exactly. That
It's
could
gonna
be a
be
thing.
so cool.
Because Supreme does anything. They do any. I've seen like some literal, like, you know, the things to measure water. I've seen Supreme things to measure water. That's what Supreme does. Supreme does anything. So people, tell us some ideas or some things that you've seen in the real world that are limited edition. Go ahead, go crazy in the live comment section. I'm Piper and I'm with
Sai.
and we are here from Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. Vancouver time for an hour and a half of your time, because while you wait to charge your EV, we aim to electrify your wait time with awesome EV entertainment. So we're talking about limited edition. Let's do some simple edition. In fashion, limited editions would be classified as Supreme, but there's many other ones. Don't worry. Now, let's go to food. If you have any ideas, just drop it in. So in food, well, limited edition would be the McRibs. Yeah, I know. Some of you wait for it every single year. The
I've
McRibs
never had
is
a
thing.
McRib.
You never had a McRib? Do you want to try a McRib?
Once it comes, maybe I'll try it.
Maybe you'll try it?
Yeah.
It's not available gluten-free though.
I'll try the rib part of the
Okay, you'll just try
McRib.
the rib part? Okay, great. And then, well, the McRib is definitely something that McDonald's do. There's other limited editions in the food industry. I mean, there's a special little, I guess, store here in Vancouver, which is called Meat and Bread. That gives you a pretty good idea. And they have special sandwiches. So they have porchetta, and they have like the turkey breast, and all of these things are kind of limited edition. So they're there for a season, and then they go away. They're not there anymore. A bit like pumpkin spice latte. You know, so it comes back every year, but it's still limited. When there's no more, there's no more. It's over. Sometimes they have dates, but they also have the time of day. So they make that amount in the morning, and then if it's noon and there's no more, there's no more. If it's 2 p.m., there's no more, there's no more. So that's another type of limited edition we can see in the food industry. So have you ever bought something that was limited edition? I mean, I don't know, a G.I. Joe, a vehicle, a t-shirt? Have you bought something that was literally a limited edition? Sai, have you ever bought a limited edition something?
Oh, no, not really. No. No.
Okay, so it doesn't work for everybody. That's okay. I mean, I have to say that, oh, Chris Prankett says I have several guitars. Hey, Max Power, thanks for tuning in. So the thing is, limited edition, yeah, would be something that there's a limited quantity. So if you don't buy one, there's gonna be no more. So you're gonna need to buy it off of somebody else later, because unless they re-release that edition, it's not gonna happen. And then we have Howie, who says, if you're going to be a food collaborator with EVs, you better make the car much bigger.
That's
Okay,
true. That's
funny.
true. Yeah.
Because there's a chance for people to
Especially if you have lifetime supply of free food. Yeah, you're not gonna fit in your car then.
There's a possibility. Well, you're gonna need to listen to us and like do some skipping rope and other stuff while you wait for your EV to charge. We're gonna maybe give you some fitness lessons very soon if that happens. RP says, I saw a Tesla wrap with Jojo Siwa's face all over it. Well, it's supposed to be hers, right? So she wrapped her Tesla with her own face on it. Have you seen that, Sai?
No, but it's very
Please
Jojo Siwa
Google
of
it.
her.
It's very intimidating. In I'm not sure a good way. I don't know. Would you wrap your Tesla with your face? I would put my face, but only maybe like two of my face. Like one on each side, you know, like on a bus. I would probably not put my face in a mosaic, like a whole bunch of faces. That's a lot of faces.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, how many
Go on.
faces?
Many of them. Too many to count.
It's kind of like a mosaic of faces.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
too
it's
much.
just on the front side of it, is it? Yeah, I think.
Is it just on the front?
I think she has multiple cars.
I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah, it's all wrapped all around it.
Yeah?
So many faces.
So she has many faces of herself on her very own
And
vehicle.
her tires, that's so cute. Her tires are like, the middle part is like rainbowed.
Rainbow, huh? Yeah. Would you get in that?
With Jojo Siwa, no.
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 Yeah, so can you tell people who she is for those who don't know?
She was, when she was little, she was on the dance competition, Dance Moms, which is horrible. And then now she is trying to reclaim her adulthood, but being like super weird and not always in a good way.
Okay.
So yeah, she's just like an entertainment kid, I think, and she's very, very much wants to stay in the news. So she does some exaggerated stuff so people can talk about it and like create
putting
scandals.
her face on her car.
Yeah, but like worst thing, she will say something controversial or something, and then she acts like, oh, that's not how I meant, but she stays in the news because of it.
Oh, so she's really good at publicity.
Yeah, but people don't like her, so it depends.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that was our little Jojo Siwa's
Section.
parenthèse, like we say in French. Chris Pankage says materials, colors, stitching, patterns. So that makes sense. I mean, so that would be all limited edition. So it depends. Yeah, it can be the materials, it can be the color, stitching, pattern, it can be an autographed version. I mean, there's many different things that can go on behind how or why this item is limited edition. RP says he saw JoJo in Burbank, California. I guess that's where she lives, right? That's where all the cool kids live, in California.
Oh, do they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been to Cali.
Yeah, that's why we're not cool yet. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll move to California soon. You just don't know us yet, California, but we're coming. We're gonna get there. Okay, so scarcity. What's scarcity, Piper? This is scaring me. I know, well, that's because scarcity is exactly a tactic they use to sell you limited editions. Meaning you're scared that you're gonna miss out. So you buy it because there's a limited quantity. It's limited edition. So you want to have that one or else, well, you won't be able to. Which is, well, it's scary, but in a good way. It makes you, well, be there first, have one, own one, and then, well, you decide whatever you want to do with it. But that's why most websites, as you have seen probably on Temu and all that, they put like a counter, there's only one left. And then they tell you have like 30 minutes to choose or else like it's going to disappear, that discount or whatever else. This is another type of scarcity. So just read a few books on marketing and advertising and you'll know all about how people are trying to make you buy things. That's from Piper. Bacardi Bob, what's up? Thank you for being here. Chemist America Lifestyle just dropped in. What's happening? I know what it's the listening time. Yes, it is the listening time because it is over 12 p.m. Pacific time, and the podcast While You Wait for Your Electric Vehicle to Charge is always here to entertain you while you wait for your electric vehicle to charge, or for your kid to be ready, which if you don't help them, they will never. So please help them and listen while you do that. Retro editions would be good. Well, yeah, some people have like retro, vintage, classic, antique. I mean, it's a thing. It depends on what you want, how you want, when you want. So let's talk about collaborations because we've delved into limited editions. But now we need to get into the real phase of this, and that would be collaborations. We've seen some collaborations all over. I mean, one of my favorite is in Taco Bell. I know, Piper. This is a subject about EVs. We're getting to EVs. I need to warm you up, so you're ready. Plus, well, since it's Friday, well, you need to be like on the hungry side. Maybe you're feeling hungry. Maybe you're on your lunch break, and while you wait to eat or to heat up that sandwich, well, I'm going to talk about food a little bit. So the best collab I've seen is definitely Taco Bell with Doritos. Yeah, with their Dorito taco. I mean, this is amazing. And you know they're coming out with a new one? New one? And that is Cheez-It. Yeah, they're putting Cheez-It in their wrap crunch thing. I mean, I've already done a pizza crust with Cheez-Its. We just mushed them, put them in the pizza dough, and then ate it. It was pretty good, actually, but I think I should have put more Cheez-It. I think it needs to be, like, really, really, like, Cheez-It color. Sai, have you tested the Taco Bell Dorito taco?
No, I've never had Taco Bell, actually.
Okay.
Anything Taco Bell.
Oh my God, we need to solve this. We're gonna solve this soon. We're gonna solve this. It's gonna happen. Okay. Max Power says, I don't buy into the limited edition marketing. Well, that's because Max, you're too strong. you got some strength. I mean, it depends for what, if it's something you really want, plus it's limited edition, just like Gibson made this great collab with Jimmy Page. And so Jimmy Page, Jimmy Page, that guy from Led Zeppelin? So he plays this like double guitar. Yeah. And they remade his guitar. You know that they have a thing with remaking guitars so they look old, but they're new, just like the artist like left them. And he actually played all of them, autographed them, put a pic there, and that's how they would sell them. So that's a big thing. Sai is absolutely a limited edition.
I landed from the mothership.
I don't know why everybody think you're an AI. This is so weird.
I come in peace. Well,
Depending.
disclaimer.
Depending who's asking.
Yeah.
What time of day?
Because she never had Taco.
I know, yeah, because she never had Taco Bell. This,
But I also
It's
never had
rare.
KFC.
it's rare.
Yeah, I knew a person that never had kids.
Yeah, like me. It took me a while to have KFC too. Taco Bell too took me a while.
And you were older than.
And I was older than Sai and I never had it. So see, Sai and I, we met. Great time, great place. We're the same people get together. So we are the same. Signature guitars. Yes, Howie, signature guitars, they're called. Or I mean, you could also get a Gibson custom, which is a bit different, but same. Chemist America Lifestyle says, I love Taco Bell. It's just sad we don't have one in our town. Oh yeah, so you need to go all the way over there and charge it up. Max Power says, I think it's just a tactic they use to make you pay more for a product. Okay, so that's what Max Power thinks about limited edition. Well, it is definitely true. But again, you want it, so you're able to pay more. It's offer and demand, people.
But I would do it if something I wasn't really thinking of buying. If my favorite something is attached to it, will probably make me buy it,
Exactly. Like
even
if
if I'm not super interested in without it.
so if it was like one of your Korean bands, you know?
My Korean bands?
Yeah.
I wish they were mine, but yeah,
They are yours in your head, so it works.
not in that way. But yeah, that's true. If like one of the K-pop groups that I like or attached to something. I mean, the amount of times I bought soda because their face was on it. Like,
See?
it's-
Or these glasses that you have, these sunglasses you have.
yeah, the sunglasses that I have were like a brand of one of the K-pop artists, so I paid $250 for it.
So the people do that. It's normal. Max Power, you're broken. Most people do that. Super cute. But this is true. People do it. And so that's the thing that we need to understand is that collaborations are different than limited editions, but collaborations can be made into limited editions. Usually when a brand collabs with another brand, it is for limited time. It doesn't last that long, but depends. So far, Doritos and tacos have been, and Taco Bell, have been at it for a while. And now there's a new thing coming out in Canada and in the US, but I think it's going to start in the US, and that is McDonald's is teaming up with Krispy Kreme. Yeah, I know. I'm excited for this. Sai, you're excited for this?
I'm super not really.
I know
honestly.
you don't eat gluten.
I
so
don't
it doesn't
eat
matter.
Krispy Kreme
Yeah,
because
okay.
it's sugar and gluten.
As everything Sai doesn't eat in one thing.
Yeah, that's my horror movie.
Sugar, gluten, and deep fry. This is everything Sai doesn't like. So that's the thing that is gonna happen with McDonald's. You know, because they have McCafe and all that. So they're thinking of collaborating with Krispy Kreme. Well, they signed it off. It's supposed to happen in 2026, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to happen in the US first. So you will be able, at special designated McDonald's McCafe locations, to get, instead of the McDonald's donuts, a Krispy Kreme donut. I'm going to be there for that. Oh, yeah. Okay, now that we know more about like these type of collaborations, do you have other ideas of collaboration that you've seen in the wild? Come on, it's time for you to chat in the live comment section. Give it to us. Have you seen brands collab with other brands? I already said Taco Bell, so you can't use that one. You need to find another one. Find your own. RP says Tesla need limited edition because so many look similar. That's so true. Teslas look so similar, and I think that's why vinyl wrap is more in these days, because I have to say that when you're buying a Tesla, you're not making a fashion statement or a design statement. They're so similar that they're kind of there's no personality into buying a Tesla, and that's kind of a thing I've noticed before buying my Tesla, and even like while buying my Tesla, is that they have nothing special. Like you can take the Plaid model maybe, but it's so different. It's so little that is nothing. Nobody's gonna notice. Even if you take like the ultra wide seats, like it's not in the outdoor design. Sai, you okay? This is like You're good?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, it's
am
cool.
I making noise?
Yeah. That's okay. If you heard a little hurricane, it's all good.
Pardonnez-moi.
His side like moving around. Okay.
Sorry for that.
We see here that no Tesla collab, though Musk doesn't play well with others. Well, I mean, he plays well with himself. that can be enough, you know. I mean, he could do a SpaceX Tesla collaboration because those are
Plays
two
with
of his
himself.
companies. I mean, the guy has like an actual how is it called? The Boring Company? Do you know about the Boring Company?
Yeah, no.
So it's fire guns. He has
Oh.
like literally fire guns. So what if your Tesla came with a fire gun? That'd be cool, right?
It's a
Sure.
flamethrower.
It's a flamethrower. Yeah, it's a flamethrower. So you could buy a Cybertruck, and then in the back to start your bonfire, you would have a fire gun. That thing. I would definitely like. That would be an add-on.
I guess
would like.
fire gun is someone's K-pop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like,
Some
fire
peop-
gun? Yes, I will buy it.
Some people like to lose their eyebrows to no reason. This happens.
Yeah, there's easier way to do it. But yeah, that's great.
That's one of the fastest way to do it. There was a Cybertruck McDonald's collab with Cyberspoon from their ice cream.
Oh,
What?
that's true.
Is that true?
It is true.
You
Yeah.
Googled it?
I googled it.
What is it?
It's
We wanna know more.
It's a special McFlurry thing, like a holder with a McFlurry in it, and there's a cyber spoon that you can have with it. It's in
Oh.
China.
In China?
China. It was like late like fall last year.
Oh wow! Just China. This
They
is
have
too
a
bad
silver
for us.
spoon for $4.
Oh.
Now it came in its own like a thing. You know that Pringles kind of box
Yeah.
with silver spoon written on it, and there's a
Ooh.
silver spoon in it.
Well, because a silver spoon is such a thing. You know, I was born
Powered
with
by
a silver
Tesla.
spoon.
It's really cool, and you take it out, and the thing says "Don't panic."
Oh, that's cool. And then you just eat your McFlurry with it.
But yeah, you can eat pretty much anything, but it's because it's a McDonald's collab. You're eating McFlurry in this silver kind of like a cup holder thing, paper, but it's really cool.
So it was nice. So that was a collab. Thank you, Chemist America Lifestyle, for telling us about a collab that is totally related to the subject. Great, finally. I knew somebody was gonna work for me. Okay, Chris Pankage. So similar, you can easily walk to the wrong one at the charger. Yeah. It's true. That's why. Well, here we have license plates in the front. That way you know, and in the back, but mine just like left, so not possible anymore. We have RPU says Fisker and Magna Steer collab. Let's Google that side. Let's see what's up with
Fisker.
that. Yeah, Fisker is an EV, but they started as hybrids, I think, and non-EVs, and now they are EV Fisker. We are Googling this. Don't go anywhere because I'm Piper and I'm with my researcher Sai, and we are here to entertain you because while you wait for your electric vehicle to charge, we talk about everything related to electric vehicles, but we also try to push the limits, the outer limits of the future of vehicles. Fisker hired them to assemble.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a collab, but it's more of a engineering collab.
Production collab.
Production. We will talk about these types of collabs in this actual podcast, so make sure that you stay tuned because there's a dad joke at the end, and everybody wants a dad joke, especially because it's side that says it, so it's better. Like Apple hires Foxconn. Okay, like Apple, the company Apple, and Foxconn. I have no idea what they do, but they make the chip.
Or I think they assemble the phone.
Or they assemble the phone. Yeah, because Apple is starting to make their own chips. It's like they want to kind of have
Assemble the
all independence on the chips. I would like to eat chips, so me too. I would love to have my own chips. Max Power. Example, PS5 has its white console. They have limited Spider-Man edition and charge you more for the same console with just a Spider-Man color difference. Yes, totally true. I mean, even Xbox had a Halo edition at one point, I think, and something like that. Chris Pankage, they make your phones. Okay, so they make the phones. Great. So that's Foxconn that makes the phones. Bacardi Bob says, I'm like totally entertained. Well, this is good. This is good. Let's keep you entertained. For as long as we can. Okay, let's go to our very first point of this podcast because all of this was just the beginning. Rise of limited editions in EVs. So that's the thing. EVs are kind of they're getting out there. You know, we want EVs to get to mass market. We want electric vehicles to be there. They're not there yet. Not in Canada, not in the US. I mean, in places like Norway, yes, but they're still a minority of vehicles. So we want them to hit mass market. We want for people to be like, I'm considering EVs more than other vehicles, or at least the same as other vehicles. So by having this growing demand for EVs because of many things. I mean, climate change is one of them. Some people want to buy an EV because of climate. Other people want to buy an EV just because it's simpler. Yeah, what do you mean, Piper, by simpler? Well, it's simpler because when you get an EV, if you have a home and a garage and everything like that, you can just plug it at home. So your EV is literally always full. That means that it's easier. You never go to the gas station. You never need to go to a supercharger. You're always fully charged and you're always ready to go anytime you leave home with your vehicle, which is amazing. And that's why some people are looking into EVs. Other thing, if we're going EV trucks, well, some people that actually work with pickup trucks because they're in construction, they can power some of these electric power tools with their vehicle. Meaning that yes, there are generators out there that are gasoline and electrically powered, but that's just an add-on to your actual workflow. You could have a truck that powers all of your tools, which would make it really great. Then, of course, well, the EVs are just there to stay because some people are trying them. I mean, if you have a friend who has a friend, or if you have a friend who's listening to this podcast, well, you want to try it at one point, and more people are trying electric vehicles, so more people are adopting electric vehicles because they've been around for almost 15 years now. People want EVs. In general, not everybody yet is ready, but we are getting to that place where EVs are just part of the, ecosystem. They're there. You see EVs. I mean, even Sai and I, we did a video, right, Sai? Where we counted how many EVs we saw.
Yeah. And before this, doing this podcast and stuff, I never used to pay attention to EVs. And now, because to me, it was not a thing, right? Because I don't drive. But now that I actually see a lot of, it's the Rivian one that I see a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's so different, right?
Yeah, maybe that's why I notice it and I always see, it says Rivian. Now, before, I probably saw it, but I had no way of knowing it's electric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, it really says Rivian. And that helps because the Tesla doesn't really say Tesla. There's just like the little logo in front.
Yeah, that's the
There's
only
no
one
Tesla.
I see a lot, probably because it stands out more.
Yeah. And then you took a Uber the other day, and that was a Tesla, right?
Yeah, so past 3 Ubers have all been Tesla. Model Y, there was a Model S, and Model 3.
So you've been in these three.
Yeah.
I think it would be advantageous, right, to have an electric vehicle if you're a Uber driver.
I think so. You don't have to pay for gas, and you can just charge it at home if you do that. I don't know, but
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, if you have a Tesla and you are a Uber driver and you have a Tesla model prior to 2017, you have free electricity at any supercharging station. Imagine that. So meaning that you pay your car and then you do Uber with it, so you're getting money from that and you're not paying that electricity. I mean, this would be the best.
You need to rent your Model X.
Yeah, I need to rent my Model X to a Uber driver.
Yeah,
Are you up for it? Call me right now. Leave me a message. If you live in Canada, Vancouver area, we can make something up. We can deal something. Yeah. Because I don't have time to actually be a Uber driver. I'm doing other stuff. But I mean, I could definitely rent my Tesla because you can just supercharge it. It's free electricity.
We should do it for a day.
We should do it for a day, right? What, Uber?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can try. You need to pass the test and everything. There's like a test, and you need to check your car because it's like I think it has to be 10 years, and it can't be 10 years or older. So we're still good for 2 years.
Then you make them sign a waiver if they want to be in the podcast.
Yeah.
Uber driver. For
Uber driver. It's like, there's like a taxi cab, like famous taxi cab. Yeah.
Their experience, how was it Ubering in an electric car?
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be a cool podcast.
Yeah.
I'm so hot right now. Can we do something about that?
Can-
Yeah, thank you. Okay, great. Don't worry, it's just that the heat is heating, and you're gonna hear it. Yep, perfect, because our studios are amazing right here, right now. I'm Piper and I'm with
Sai.
my awesome researcher. We are here on the podcast called While You Wait for Your Electric Vehicle to Charge. We bring you entertainment and fun facts. We're talking about limited edition electric vehicles and collaborations that might happen, have happened, or could happen. Get ready for this. Now, that being said, there is some exclusivity when it comes to limited edition in EVs, okay? Because if you take gasoline cars, so we're talking ICE engine, ICE cars, you have some of the models that have a little bit of a little plus, a little bump. If you go to Mercedes, well, you have the AMG, which is not a limited edition, but if you think about it, it's kind of an upgrade in a way. Then if you go to BMW, well, you have like M3, M5, which is also sort of an upgrade. Tesla has done that too, and is still doing that. So you can have either like dual battery, one battery, you can have different type of tractions and things like that, but that doesn't really show on the exterior of your Tesla. This is like that guy that told me that he had a unicorn model from Tesla. Like, I wasn't sure what he was talking about, but that's a thing. That being said, these things you can't see. At least AMG, you see AMG. M3, there's an M3 logo there. Like, you need to like show it to the people, or else you're the only one who knows, and that's just not good enough. When you have a limited edition of something or a collaboration, you want for people to know that you got that thing. You don't want to like for it to be in the dark, hidden, just in your vehicle. Even with the plate model, I mean, how are you really gonna notice? Again, Tesla, come on, Elon, call me. Well, we need to talk about stuff. Because the thing is, the difference between Model X and Model Y is super hard to spot. And these are two completely different models. I mean, the Model X has the Falcon doors, but when you see it in the street, there's not many people who are going to be able to make the difference. Because the difference is the panoramic rooftop that is kind of only glass, and then the way that the handles are on the doors. So the Model X, the two door handles are side by side, and on the Model Y, they're like regular car, not side by side. But that's the only way you can tell. There's really no other way, so nothing distinctive about it. So I totally agree with RP when he says like, Tesla's, can't really see a difference. It's true, we need more. Chris Pankage says unicorn. The X is the least common Tesla. Yeah, because it's the most expensive. That's why it's the least common. Every time something is more expensive, it becomes less common. Max Power says yes, most limited edition are just cosmetic changes, which is great, but you need to put it up front. You need to show it. You need to see it. Now, Chemist America Lifestyle says Tesla's Signature Series and Foundation Series. Okay, can we Google that site? Can we see what's the difference between the Signature Series and the Foundation Series at Tesla? It's going to be interesting. And then, okay, let me see. If I go black up, Chemist America Lifestyle says, I'm a sneakerhead. Oh, LeBron, yeah. Bunch of collabs in that scene. It's true that I saw the Nike movie recently, and yeah, Nike and, well, what's the name of that guy? Not LeBron, the other one, right? Air Jordan. So Nike, Nike and Jordan, that guy. Nike and the Air Jordan. So Michael Jordan and Nike did a collaboration. But then Converse did other collaborations. Yeah, LeBron collaborations. So there's a whole bunch of brands that collaborate with well, famous, I guess, sports people.
Oh, okay. So Foundation Series usually means you're paying to be in the first batch of like the new stuff that comes out.
Oh.
And the Signature Series is like anything that's not that. So not the first batch.
So the first batch of the Cybertruck would be what's up right now, right here?
Yeah, that's the foundation.
That's the foundation. So you would be like there when the site opens and you click buy. Like that would be you. That'd be you. And then you need to be in a good country. Because even if we were in the kind of, I guess, you can be in the Foundation Series of Canada, but if you're in Canada, it's different deliveries. So USA is still gonna have that Cybertruck before Canada, or else you need to go to US. It's kind of complicated to export a vehicle or import it in that sense. Now, Chris Pankage add, yeah, you are paying for a lower VIN number. Lower VIN numbers tend to have a higher resale value. Well, that makes sense because the VIN number is just like the number of the the vehicle, the identification number. And so if you have like the first ones, well, that would be way better for resale because they could be seen as not antique, but it's the first one. It's like a limited edition, like what we said, but it's not really limited. It's just that you have the first one, which becomes kind of a limited edition in a sense. Very interesting. RP says, I adopted EVs. Who saved? Ooh, I don't know. So it's a good thing for you that you adopted an electric vehicle. And Chris Pankage add collector's item. Well, yeah. Some people want to keep these electric vehicles or these ICE vehicles for forever. And that way, well, they gain value because you have this model that's so old. This makes a lot of sense.
Even like electric cars, you think they're gonna go like a higher value as time passes?
Yeah,
Even
those like first models.
Like the Volt first model.
Like the Chevy Volt first model, the Leaf first model, the Roadster from Tesla first model. I mean, all of these ones definitely, because it's just like it's a piece of history. It's like having it in a museum later.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not the MoMA, because not necessarily a piece of art and design, but it's definitely a piece of history in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
There will always be a collector for anything.
That is a good point. There's always going to be a collector for anything. You can always find somebody to buy what you got. You just sometimes need to lower the price or leave it there for longer.
Like little Star Wars figurine. It works a lot.
Oh yeah, the little Star Wars figurines.
It's because they didn't keep them.
Exactly, it's offer and demand. So the thing is, you had all these Star Wars figurines were there in the 1980s, let's say, 70s, and then some of them got eaten by dogs, other ones were lost by children, and now the ones that were kept, they're more rare, so they have more value to them in that sense. But some people literally buy vehicles to not use them, a bit like some people buy toys to keep them in boxes. It's a thing, but you just need to wait long enough, which can be long, like really long in that sense. Howie N says, even if Tesla had a certain color for different specs, less you know by the color which specs they were. Oh yeah, that would be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if let's say the model S, but like the craziest model S was only red.
Yeah.
You could not get it red unless.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because kind of like iPhones. Like I have a red iPhones, which is a special edition. Like it's not limited, I don't think, but like a special edition for to do with cancer research or whatever, right? So kind of like that. Those I got it for the color.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I got it. I didn't want a black or a white one or silver or whatever. I wanted the red one because it's different, and it's like people ask, oh, you have a red iPhone and stuff like that. I wanted to show. So it's not for people who want to be discreet with their electric cars. Then there's no pull for a limited edition, because if the limited edition doesn't stand out, only you know it's a limited edition.
Exactly. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants for everybody to know they have a limited edition. Or else why would you paying that extra price? Doesn't make any sense. Now, Chris Pankage, everything is for sale at the right price. Exactly. If you want to sell something tomorrow, you just need to lower the price. If you want to sell something later, just put the price you think it's worth. Chemist America Lifestyle says, my Model S is titanium color. They say is rare. Well, that's the thing. So you can also purchase your very own color if you customize your Tesla, meaning that would make it rarer because not everybody's gonna pay for that extra color. Oh yeah. Chris Pankage, they paint them all the same color to keep costs down. The more paint they buy, that is less cost. It makes a lot of sense. Even like Ford, the Model T, was all black, right? And then it was a competitor that started introducing other colors, and then Ford was like, we need to do that too, because people want personalization and things like that, which is gonna lead us to our number two. Who could partner with who? Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a super fun game. So who benefits from collaborations? Because there's different type of collaboration. We've delved into it a little bit with Fisker, but let's go into which type of collaborations you could have, not only for limited edition EVs, but just for collaborative purposes. You could have like EVs who collab with other EVs, but you can have EVs, like we said, that collaborate with food industry. You can have EVs that collaborate with designer. I mean, Apple and Steve Jobs collaborated with Jonathan Ive to make like the MacBook Pro case and to make like other casings because it was a great designer, like industrial designer. So there's like many types of things you can collaborate on, and not everything is going to be shown. Yeah.
Rolls-Royce and Chanel. A black Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
Electric one.
So Rolls-Royce and Chanel.
The Spectre, you know?
Yeah, the
and-
Spectre.
And like the little black dress.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. So if Rolls-Royce were to collab with Coco Chanel, it would like, okay, so Chanel's thing is signatures like the little black dress. And then they would make a Spectre, that's the EV of Rolls-Royce. And it would be just like black and maybe a little gold line. And that would be tagged Chanel. So this is a collaboration that could happen. You never know. But since you're all guys listening to this, we'll go into like more collaborations that could excite you more. So collaboration could be done with expertise, meaning you get this super crazy engineer. That is like, he's crazy, you know, a crazy engineer that collaborates with one of the EV models that you have. So I don't know, you get like an astronaut to collaborate on the Cybertruck with you, and then that is a special collaboration. But this astronaut is an engineer, and he inputted some of his perspective into maybe, I don't know, the actual design, but not just that, the mechanical design and things like that. So that could definitely work. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about limited edition EVs and collaborations that could happen, and we are now at the different types of collaboration. So you would have a collaboration for expertise, meaning maybe you want to do something, but you're not sure you have the skills to do it in your company, so you would go get somebody else. A bit like Waymo, which is Google's autonomous vehicle, was a collaborative effort with Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken. So sometimes you need to do collaborations to make your product better because you just don't have that in your team. Yeah, in that sense, right? So comments are going crazy. Thank you very much for being there in the live version, which broadcasts live at 12 p.m. Vancouver time from Monday to Friday. Make sure you never miss it. If you do, it's okay. Go to the playlist called While You Wait for your electric vehicle to charge, because you can listen to us wherever, whenever. And if you feel like watching, it's also possible. RP says X side-by-side handles show when the alignment is off. Yeah, that's why it's... This is good. This is true. This is true. Okay, great. Piper looks more like a Bentley kind of girl. Really? Really? I'm still okay with that. Still a $500,000 car, so I'm good. I mean, Bentley, Rolls-Royce. In my head, Rolls-Royce is way over Bentley, but that's just because it has ghost names, so it's just more scary.
Ghost name? Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All of the like.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just all like ghost names.
Yeah, you told me, yeah.
Yeah, which is way cooler and way scarier. RP says T. M3 Sherwin-Williams collab in primer at low price since they blended on a 25K. That was something I did completely.
I don't understand this
Sherwin-Williams,
sentence.
that's color, right? That's color. That's literally, that's a paint company. They do paint. They do paint. It's indoor paint or outdoor. Okay, perfect. Piper, you need to rent a Rolls-Royce. Actually, I've done that already. I just didn't film it because it was for my birthday. Yeah, I rode a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Yeah, the best, the biggest. Okay, so let's get back to this. You can also collaborate on design, and Rolls-Royce have been doing that a lot. So I'm sure they're gonna do it with the actual, well, Spectre, which is the Rolls-Royce electric vehicle of their brand. But that being said, Rolls-Royce often goes and they have this, you can go on their YouTube channel and you can check it out. They go and have these special editions with whom they collaborate with artists that are from the Rolls-Royce Academy program. So they go and like help people out. And then they collaborate on making a sort of design for the Rolls-Royce. So that happens. So you could also collaborate on design. Yeah. So you can be a really famous designer and then decide, okay, I'm going to design a car now. And I'm going to help design, let's say, I don't know, a Mercedes. I'm going to help design a Hyundai. It doesn't matter. As long as you help design, that could be a crazy collaboration, because a collaboration means that these two names get together and that just brings people from these two different entities in one place. So maybe you didn't know the car, maybe you didn't know the designer, but when they come together, It just, it mixes everybody else, so it's more exposure in that way. After that, the technology. Sometimes you need to do an actual collab because you need a piece of tech that you do not own. Just like the American, that is not American, but the Canadian arm. Yeah, the Canadian arm is a thing. It was on our $5 bills, right? And the Canadian arm is what was used in space by the USA. Well, it's an arm. It's an arm. So it was built in Canada with Canada expertise and technologies to go in space because the US had other stuff to do, like the shuttle. So the Canada built the arm, so the Canadian arm is a thing. So sometimes you also can do collaborations because you don't have that technology or you don't have the time. I mean, the James Webb telescope thing, that was a very big collaborative effort, and a lot of people kind of went on it with it. So that's a thing. And then you can collaborate on sustainability, which is a really new thing right here, right now, but it is happening everywhere. Even with house designs, I have a friend that is into construction of houses, homes, and things like that. And they're collaborating with the environmental people and ecologists and things like that to see how they can really make these houses more sustainable and eco-friendly. So it's the same for the car industry. If you want to build a car that would be more sustainable and more eco-friendly, you could get to one of these experts, put that on your board, and when you're drawing the design and choosing how to put the parts in, well, go that way, right? This is totally possible. I think this makes a lot of sense. So, successful collaborations. Chris Pankage says Aston Martin and James Bond. That's definitely a successful collab in that way.
Yeah, that's true. Now you associate at any time like an Aston Martin, you never see it. But like if you do, it's like, oh, it's a James Bond. It's James Bond, right?
A James Bond movie.
Even someone like me who hasn't seen the old movies, it's so embedded in our pop culture that you just know for some reason.
Yeah. Yes, that is the greatest collabs ever. The ones that you never forget. The ones that stay there, even like Sai said, you didn't see it, but you still know it. And there are less Aston Martins in Canada, I have to say. Like, it's more European.
Do you attract James Bond girl if you own an Aston Martin? I think yes.
Yeah, you think yes?
Yeah, I think yes.
Yeah. So do you attract James Bond girls if you own an Aston Martin? I don't know. I've seen a lady in it. Maybe she was totally like into girls. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe,
But do you
she
attract
can
them?
be James Bond. She can be Jenny Bond.
Jenny Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or she can be like a Whitey Penny. That girl. Money Penny. Money Penny. Okay, RP says early Tesla should be less valuable since they do mid-year and mid-model improvements. Of course, like on the short run, if you buy a used EV, they're going to be cheaper, but we're talking about collectibles. We're talking about keeping something long enough as a limited edition or as a collab that it would be worth something in the future, not for performance. Because that's the thing with any vehicle. If you're going for performance, the newer model is always going to outperform. In general, I mean, it's true. We're getting better technology, better safety, better everything. So that's not really why you would do that. Chris Pankage, Ron John Surf Shop and the Volkswagen EV bus van thingy. Oh, really? They're doing... I didn't know they were doing a collab.
It would be if they do.
If they do, it would be really cool. Because the Ron John Surf Shop and the EV, the Volkswagen bus, the EV Volkswagen, it would be really cool. Because you always see like a surfboard on that. If you're here in the visual, I have a surfboard back there, but we can't see it right now. But it's hidden. So Giselle, you're hitting the surfboard. You're hiding the surfboard. How we add example, no dolphins were armed in making this EV. Yeah, exactly, just like on the tuna cans. Same. I mean, you can do many different types of collaboration. Doesn't matter. It's just for you to get to that public, these people. I mean, if the ultra white from Tesla was like made with I don't know, some type of pearl company that was super white pearls, and they took the same pearl, that could have been a collab. There's always room for collaborations. Look at Sai and I. We're doing podcasts together.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a collab. And
even
then
though I've never had Taco Bell, I'm still here.
yeah, you're still
I'm
collaborating.
still accepted.
See, that works out fine. And then you can also do collabs with other channels. I know there's some people that are here in the live comment section right here, right now on our YouTube channel, Two Girls, One Electric Car. Well, you guys have your very own YouTube channels and sometimes are posting things about electric vehicles, which we love. So if you do have a YouTube channel and you're posting electric vehicle content, don't be shy of like pushing yourself in the live comment section and sharing your ideas and sharing all of the things that you've learned, because that's what collaborating is all about. And this is why this is so interesting to have this podcast in the live format for everybody to be talking about it. So we have Chris Pankage who says, you just attract Bond girls, no other purpose. And yes, Money Penny was the hottest. Yeah, because she's a secretary. I mean, then James Bond and Money Penny always had something. I'm sure they had something. Like, he was with all the other girls, but in the end, he got with Money Penny. It's just like in Suits, you know? It's just like in Suits. It's the same thing. He was all for Donna. There was no other woman in his life. Even though there was many, there was none. It was Donna. RP says, Canadian arm that plugs in your EV. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. And that could help you, you know, when you go to the car wash or when you go to the drive-thru, sometimes you're too far, so you can't reach. So the Canadian arm could just get out and grab your stuff. That'd be great. I would love that kind of collaboration. If, like, I don't know, some sort of space, a Canadian Space Center could collab on that. We need more EVs in movies. Yes, we do. We talked about that in a podcast earlier, and it is a thing. EVs need to have a little bit more success, and that's why we're talking about limited edition and collaboration. We're trying to help the EV industry with this podcast, giving us and them some ideas. So if you get an idea from here, make sure that you put us in the comment, right? We want our names. Outside. This was brought to you by Two Girls, One Electric Car. They got the idea first. Okay, which leads us to number 3. Let's talk about number 3. Okay, innovative design and features. So that could be like the Canadian arm. That'd be super cool. So limited editions or personalization, because personalization already kind of exists. Now, it exists in the Tesla models, not as much as in Porsche. I mean, Porsche, to choose all the stuff you can have in a Porsche is crazy. There's like, I'm going to say millions, but it's not that much. There's hundreds of details and things you can choose from in the Porsche catalog to get your very own Porsche just like you want it. And yes, it will be very different from another Porsche because you chose from that catalog, so you personalized it. Now, same goes for Rolls-Royce. Again, if you buy used, it's different. But if you really buy a newer model and you customize it to your very own liking, well, there's going to be less chances of it being replicated, meaning you sort of kind of own something closer to a limited edition, right, Sai? If you had the choice to really personalize something, then it becomes something not everybody has.
That's true. That is true in a sense, but I still feel when the seller sells it as a limited edition, it has this official collab aspect to it, that even if you personalize the thing you have with your favorite thing, it's different. It's not official, right? If the only reason you would do it is because you love both things and you want to stand out or whatever. But does it matter? The collabs don't matter then. So
no, they don't. It's only a plus point for you because you feel more attached to that thing because you personalized it. You put, let's say, your grain of salt into that vehicle. Oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
But then doesn't the resale would go down because if it's personalized too much to your personality when you resell it?
I've seen this with houses.
It happened to me with one of my Leica.
It happened to you with one of your Leica?
The name of the guy that nobody knows.
Oh, yeah, there was a name of a guy on it. And so when you wanted to resell it, you got a lot less for it. Yeah, who's that guy? And if he's not somebody famous, then it doesn't work out. Of course, if you buy, let's say, Taylor Swift, or let's say Justin Bieber, because he was seen in a Cybertruck. If you rebuy Justin Bieber's Cybertruck, I mean, Justin Bieber touched it. So he doesn't even need to personalize it, just needs to resell it, and people are going to want to buy it because it was his. A bit like, wasn't it Nicolas Sarkozy's Vespa thing? Is that Sarkozy? Yeah, it's an old president of France who was going and seeing his mistress with that little scooter, and then the scooter was sold, and now the guy who owned it wanted to resell it. So it redid like this whole thing.
Sell it for a good price.
Yeah, he sold it for a good. It's been a while. It's an old scooter. It's a really old scooter, but because it was the one scooter that the president used to go see his mistress, you can Google this. It's really funny. Well, he was able to sell it because somebody famous touched it. So to get back to personalization of a vehicle, I've also read an article that if your house has really weird colors like on it or in it, let's say you go with crazy colors, so we're not talking beige, grayish or anything like that, anything like sober colors, it's going to be harder because people usually can't picture themselves in something that is too crazy or too eclectic, or you're just going to have a little bit less people because it already has your touch on it. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to be able to sell it or rent it. It's just that usually colors that are more neutral will do better because people can just think of how they want it now. If it's already red, pink, blue, and green, people need to imagine that it's another color, and that seems to be more difficult. It takes more sandwiches, to think about those things. Some people don't need a 100,000 watt stereo or pink seats. Same with houses. Yeah. On Size Planet, pink seats are standard.
How do you know? How do you know, huh?
Yeah. Defend yourself, Sai.
Yeah,
Defend
how
yourself.
do you know?
Pink is not. Is pink your color?
No, it's not.
Yeah, I've never seen you in pink that much.
Pink is not my color.
Like that one shirt.
My personality is pink, but no, my color is not.
But that explains it all. Edition plus S and customize minus S. Okay, so you're talking about plus money. Editions equal plus money, customization equal less money. Well, you're going to need to find that person that wants exactly what you wanted. So, and some people are rarer in this world than others. This is a fact, people. I know. Take it from me. So collabs, whoa, I just spin all that stuff. Okay, it's good. Collabs can create exclusive features. So this is the thing. Because it's a collab, it does create these exclusive features a little bit like if... well, this person has personalized it, but it's personalized by somebody or something that everybody knows in general. So it just has more weight than you who works as an accountant who personalized it. I'm not saying your work is not important. I love my accountant. What's up? But the thing is, it's just not that many people know you. You need the fame to kind of back it up, right? In that sense. So, well, I mean, and then it's just one thing. It enhances a regular model. So you can personalize it, you can customize it, which makes it a bit more yours. But when do you really buy something in general? For resale value. You buy it because you want it now. You buy it because you want this customization. You want to support the artist that did it or the collaboration effort that the two brands did together. So you're not everybody, or mostly not everybody, is thinking of resale. Like, not everybody. Then
but don't usually car buyers, just like house buyers, maybe more car buyers, always, because they do think about resale more than other things, because it's a thing to resell your car and get the new one.
It's guy math.
Yeah.
It's guy math. It's guy math.
At the end, it's not gonna worth anything.
Yeah, it's never worth anything. Yeah. Which makes sense, but I mean, okay, so it's guy math.
It's guy math.
So guys would be like, yeah, I'll resell it. I'll resell it later to compensate for the fact I paid 10,000 grand more, $10,000 more on these super cool wheels. Or the Trek edition. Yeah, the Trek edition. Oh, interesting. So which leads us to consumer experience and engagement. Meaning that, like, okay, so you need to have like a special experience when buying these. Like Chris Pankich agrees, guy math, totally guy math. But it's okay, there's girl math and there's guy math. Same, but different. I mean, guys are guys, girls are girls, and then if you're in the middle, or if you're LGBTQ, AI+, it's fine. But there's such a thing. That's the new one. Yeah, they added two letters. Yeah,
AI?
They added AI.
For the AI?
I don't know. It's AI. There's like two more letters, so I'm just putting that in there. Maybe it's for the AI. I don't know. You can Google it. It's LGBTQ something plus.
I'll ask one of my friends.
Yeah, okay, great. You do that, and then you tell me after the weekend what's happening with that. I'm out of date, people. I'm out of date. So it gives you definitely like a unique buying experience. And we talked a little bit about this, like early adopters and people like that who will get these first models. Well, it's going to be very interesting for them because they get this before anybody else. They get to touch it and use it before everybody and anybody. So this is very interesting.
I think the camera is on me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sai.
Thank you. I was looking at the wrong screen. It's Friday.
It's Friday. I'm in love with 2 girls, 1 electric car. Make sure you subscribe right now. Because we bring you entertainment and sometimes the wrong camera, which doesn't matter if you listen to the podcast.
I'm never the wrong camera for your FYI.
No, not the wrong
It's
camera.
Friday.
Just like the camera that's on the person that speaks.
I accept.
Yeah. All right, let's get back into it. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit, but I want to get back into it because Max Power was so like adamant about it. Marketing strategies to promote and engage potential buyers. So limited edition would have the effect or collaboration to bring more new consumers or new clients to EVs, new buyers. I mean, we're trying to get EVs to be something in this world and for more people to just adopt them or want to possibly purchase them. So for it to be a choice. And if EVs were to collaborate with brands, that would definitely help, right? I mean, you tell me in a live comment or in a comment if you're there later, would that help EVs get there? Because of course you have some EVs that are already part of these, well, let's say legacy, or these auto companies like Mercedes has an EV, but Mercedes is an old car company. Doesn't mean that it's a collab, it's just they made an EV. So if you like Mercedes, maybe you're gonna think about purchasing a Mercedes EV because you're not gonna purchase the BMW EV because you don't like BMW. So that's a thing. But what about these new companies like Tesla, like BYD, like the Rivian, the Polestar? Those are Lucid. Those are new companies, new car companies that are there. What if they collab with your favorite person in the world? What if they collab with, I don't know, your favorite brand? What if there was a Tesla model Nike for all the sports people out there? I mean, even Apple did it. Apple did it with Nike. They did it with Hermes or Hermes. I have no idea how you say that in English. In French, it's Hermes. And since it's French, I got free pass.
Yeah.
People care about price, range, and practicality. Well, do they? Like, do they? In the end of the day, of course, if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. But some people are gonna put things on their credit card to buy that thing because it's new. There's a hype to it, and you really want that edition. I mean, you really want it, right?
Jurassic Park and Jeep.
Yeah, Jurassic Park and Jeep. Because we've all seen Jurassic Park, right? Maybe except for Sai.
No, I've seen it.
You've seen that one?
I've seen it.
The first ones or just like the last ones?
Oh.
Yeah. It's
know.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because the Jeep scene is like in the first ones and you were totally not born. But it's okay.
No, I plan on watching it.
Okay, great. Great. It's cool. It's cool. It's a great white lie. We did a video about lies on some of my other channels. So I guess Sai is getting really good at it. Yeah. Good for you, Sai.
Thank
Good
you.
for you.
Thank
Keep
you.
on reading the 48 Laws of Power. We'll dominate. So the thing is, definitely Jeep and dinosaurs, right? This is like the best team ever. I mean, the Jeep resisted the freaking T-Rex. How better could you want in a car to protect your kids and your loved one that the T-Rex is not able to like eat the whole entire Jeep?
And I'm sure a lot of people seen the Jeep on the street because I've seen it a couple of times.
I've seen it too, yeah, that edition, the Jurassic Park edition. Yeah, because now it's called Jurassic World, totally different movie, but same. Okay, well, Chris Pankage says, do they Tesla come in what 5 colors across the entire brand? Seems range, price, and practicality were very high on their buyer list. I feel like it was, but again, they're trying to get to mass market. So now that these early adopters, these people who are gonna buy whatever just because it was an EV and it was new, well, these people have already bought. So how do you get somebody to convert from ICE vehicles to Tesla? I mean, you need a really good incentive. If like the price, the range, the practicality has not convinced them, all that is left for you to do is put like, I don't know, put like Jason Statham behind the wheel and make a new like Fast and Furious movie and be like, now this is cool, and that's gonna make you sell the car, because these people are not gonna switch unless you give them something, I guess, more, can we say more fashion side, like something that is not practical, something that is completely only aesthetic, right?
In vogue.
In vogue, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had Vin Diesel drive an EV, imagine like the next Fast and Furious. I know you don't like Vin Diesel, it's gonna be fine.
I'm just imagining him in an EV. Like,
Yeah,
that's his
yeah.
worst nightmare, honestly.
Probably he doesn't want to do that. But if he did,
His bald head will sweat.
yeah. And then other people would be like, whoa, I need to try EV.
Yeah, Fast and Furious. What are we in, number 13 or something? Fast
Yeah.
and Furious.
Yeah.
All electric drive.
All electric drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, EV edition. I'm sure some people will switch.
That's gonna lose money so bad, that movie. I think so. Just because of the way it is, it's supposed to be all like grit and grime and like we're shirtless and we're guys and blah blah.
We're shirtless.
Whatever.
We're shirtless and for guys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works. That works.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
there was that girl. What's that girl? Michelle. What's that girl?
Yeah, Michelle.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez. She's like super bad in that one.
And yeah, and in real life, she kind of like that.
She is like that?
She's completely lesbian, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's why she's like that.
That's baby's.
Yeah, she's lesbian.
I think.
Father.
Poor father. Well, maybe
Whose
not.
father?
I don't know.
He's a famous director.
Yeah, he's a famous director. Didn't he do Machete? It's that guy, right? That made the movie Machete. Yeah, this is great guy. So that being said, if you're, the Fast and the Electric, great name. If your favorite, like, I don't know, Brad Pitt was to drive in a movie with an EV, imagine the conversion he would have.
I
If
know.
Tom Cruise,
Brad Pitt would be amazing
lots
for
of guys
EV.
look up to Tom Cruise and
I
Brad
think
Pitt.
Brad Pitt has the right vibe for EV.
You think because he's had the adopted children with Angelina Jolie.
Oh, that's has its own controversy going on right now. But anyway.
Yeah, but still, like, you know, it's
Yeah,
kind of
so
like
I
that
think
guy.
he has a dad look. Every time I see him, he has that dad look
Okay,
to me. So a dad driving an electric car, I
That
think is
could
good.
work.
Yeah,
but
cool
not
dad.
Vin Diesel. What about The Rock?
Mission Impossible
Yeah, so
with an EV.
yeah, Mission
That
Impossible
could
with an-
work, honestly. Mission Impossible with
because
an
it's
EV,
always
'cause-
about super crazy tech, a bit
exactly,
like James Bond.
exactly, and it has a James Bond vibe to it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of American version. So,
So
yeah.
you need the crazy tech. So EVs and movies that have crazy tech in them could totally work because EV is crazy tech. I mean, even Batman with an EV would work. So we would have Batman, we'd have Mission Impossible, we would have like what else would we have? Come on, tell me in the live comment section. Super easy. Vin Diesel said it. Doesn't matter you win an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. So hell, be down with EV. That's what Chemist America Lifestyle says. So Vin Diesel just wants to win the race. So it doesn't matter if it's electric or EV. Well, good for him. Yeah, that's great. So now next Fast and Furious has to be EV. I'm waiting on it. We're gonna go and see it, right? If it's EV.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will
Yeah.
see it and we'll give you a full review. Even Sai's gonna come and see it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
always up to do free things.
Thank you for patroning us on patreon.com/2girls1electric car. Reinvest your money super well in Sai's salary, in me eating every day, and many other splendid things. So thank you. As any movie used a Tesla, Max Power, yes, we've had that. There's supposedly a Netflix movie that has used Teslas in it, from what we've heard, or it was some sort of electric vehicle, and all the electric vehicles were like rebelling, so that was a thing. RP says, movie scene, boy racer venting nitrous, whining turbos beating by an EV in comfort. Yeah, that makes sense. See, that could be a thing. That could definitely be a thing. James Bond definitely needs an electric vehicle. I mean, stay here for the dad joke. The dad joke is coming really soon at the end of this podcast. So make sure you tune in. You stay right here because it's going to be funny. So that's something that you need to think about, is that the way we can make EVs more popular right now is definitely not just with intellectual things or with like these specs. Like Chris said, it's proven. The range is better. The supercharging is better. The price is lower now. I mean, those people who haven't up on the EV train either don't have the money, which is true. They're still a bit on the steeper price, or maybe they just don't have that extra oomph that a BMW would have, or a Mercedes would have, or an Audi would have, because they've been around for longer. So the brand has had the time to have this kind of emotion related to it. A bit like Volvo is for security and family, BMW for sports and racing. Mercedes is a bit more on the high-end kind of sober vibe. It's just, it depends. But what is Tesla? Tesla is so new that so far it was a bit geeky. A bit more, familial. I mean, if you have a big family, the SUV, the new SUV, like the Model Y, would be a caravan sort of for your kids. If you have like not that many, because seriously, I have a friend who has a minivan, then this big. You got some space in a minivan. You can move things in a minivan. That was crazy.
Do you remember the ad where there was like supercar? And they were like talking about the, male thing, and you end up with a minivan and like 15 kids.
No,
You don't remember that?
no.
Ad? Okay, I'll show it to you.
Okay, perfect. So, but what was the concept?
About the minivan.
Okay, so men and minivans.
Yeah, because you have a lot of kids, so you're more a man than the guy that.
Oh.
Lamborghini.
But it's true, yeah. If you're more fertile, you're more manly. Meaning that if you got a minivan and you got kids, that's because you were more fertile than the guy with the Lambo. That makes sense. Good for him.
That is super weird.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Midnight Smoke says, to convince me to switch to a Tesla, I would like to see it detailed TOC, total ownership cost, compared to all costs for 200,000 miles. Cost the car, fueling, wear items, brakes, tires. I'm not sure I understand.
Sure someone made a YouTube about it.
I'm sure like there's a YouTube about it. But so far, Midnight Smoke, we've seen from one statistic that Teslas are cheaper to maintain than any other car on the market. And that includes EV, hybrids, and ICE vehicles. That's a thing. Now, Chris Pankage says, I have 65K on my Hyundai EV. And so far, tires and washer fluid, that's it. So might be 68,000 instead of 65. Tesla was turned in with 36K. Had no issues. Yes, nothing attracts more ladies than a minivan. Yeah, because it's true. It's kind of true. Well, women usually want the white picket fence and the guy dad thing. It depends what age you get them. At 60, they want comfort.
I'll change a minivan for a Ferrari anytime.
You will. Well, you need to attract them with the Ferrari, but then at one point you need to bring your kids to school. So you're gonna need to upgrade. You need to upgrade or downgrade. That depends. Yeah. So I met this guy who was, a real estate agent, and I was visiting some places. First year I met him, he had a Porsche 911. Like the whole thing. The kid was like, I don't know, maybe like 30, not even 30. And then I met him like 4 years later, and guess what? He had a Cayenne. Why did he upgrade to a Cayenne or downgrade? Because his girlfriend wanted kids now, so he needed more space.
So you gotta buy a different car if you want kids?
You gotta accommodate for the kids to be sitting somewhere in the car.
Why take them anywhere?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just
Why
get a nanny with a car and don't take your kids anywhere with you.
So this is the saddest story.
That is the saddest story. Well, you don't need to renounce to your guy vehicle when you have kids, but usually you're gonna have to cut somewhere.
He was in sweatpants.
And he was in sweatpants too.
No.
Oh yeah, that was so.
I take personal offense to that. Is like horrible. Sweatpants.
Yeah, sweatpants. Yeah, sweatpants.
It's like he's giving up on
and an
life.
SUV. Yeah. When guys meet a girl and they want kids and they don't really, but kinda. I mean, they just give up on life. It's so sad. But then they meet a mistress and they get right back on it. They go to the gym and they do all that stuff because get a nene. Yeah, get a nene, which is like a mommy daddy, right? It's super cool.
That is, we don't talk about those things. We have a lot of issues about that.
Okay, what we got here? We got Chemist America Lifestyle says, problem with Tesla, they don't pay to advertise and movies won't put to whatever who pays. It's true, but they advertise greatly. I followed the Tesla Motors Instagram and I saw the best ad ever. Actually, I saw two of them that kind of stuck to my mind. First one is a woman with this huge teddy bear. You know, Chinese people, they buy that huge teddy bear a lot. I've seen that a lot. It's like huge. It's a huge teddy bear. And so she's coming in, this woman that's maybe like 40-ish, and she's coming into her car, and then the trunk opens on its own. And so she can put the teddy bear in the trunk. So the ad is all about like the trunk opened on its own when the key is near, so that you don't have to when your hands are full, which was an amazing ad and super cute with the big teddy bear. And then the other one I saw is look out for the new monolight. You remember this huge thing with the monolights appearing everywhere? These kind of like mirrory statues that would appear in Utah and everywhere in the US, and it was super crazy and people thought it was something that was out of this world. Well, it wasn't. Well, the thing is, they took the Cybertruck, they cut it and they put it in the desert with a guy next to it, and they were like, look at this new monolight. And I thought this was like one of the best ads ever. And that's all on Tesla Motors Instagram page if you want to go check it out. Now, I don't know who takes care of their social media, but they're still doing ads. Maybe not on TV, maybe they're not paying to
they're just
promote.
really good at marketing, I feel.
Yeah.
They're good at doing events and stuff like that, so people want to be associated with that.
And just the Cybertruck in itself was an ad. You didn't even need to advertise it. Just even the podcast we did on the Cybertruck has a lot more views than most of our other podcasts, just because the Cybertruck has more traction because of the way it looks. So sometimes it's just that easy. That's why we also collaborate on this podcast with other brands. They just don't know it. And then they don't pay for it. So we need sponsorship. We need for them to like literally do that, be there with us so that we can get some of that. Okay, so share your stories right now. Yeah, we have like some time for you to share your stories about some of the things you would want to see collab. So if you own a Tesla, which brand would you like to see collab with Tesla? Tell us. Anything goes. I mean, this is like the future of dreams and desires. Because I've seen some Tesla models during the Barbie film that had kind of this Barbie look and vibe. I've seen a Tesla that was completely converted into a Pikachu thing, and this guy was like Pikachuing it out. This is a thing. You can do that with your Tesla. Again, since Tesla is so impersonal in a way, you can just vinyl wrap it and make it so different that it does stick out when you do that in that sense. I feel like it really does. Maybe a bit like JoJo's Tesla thing. I mean, in that sense, it works out. It works out, right? If you're a guy, imagine if the Tesla Cybertruck came as a DeWalt edition. I mean, I know some of you are Milwaukee, so I don't mind. Like, it could be DeWalt, it could be Milwaukee, it could be anyway, it could be Roby. I don't mind. It could be any one of these power tools. But if your Tesla Cybertruck came with some sort of a collaboration with a brand of power tools, wouldn't that be great? I mean, because the Tesla Cybertruck is really there to kind of compete with the F-150, right? To get into that pickup truck market in the United States of America. And the F-150 is one of the most sold pickup trucks in the US. Meaning that if they were to do a collab like that, oh, it would be crazy. It would be awesome, I think. Now, I don't know why they're not doing it. Maybe they want the Cybertruck to be a bit more camping style, so they could collaborate with somebody else. A bit like Thule. You know, Thule does a lot of like collabs, or they fit on most vehicles, because if you're more of the outdoorsy type of person, you're gonna want to put a ski rack or maybe a bicycle rack on your vehicle, so they have to adapt to all the sports but adventure vehicles out there so that the Thule fits on the car.
Cybertruck KTM electric.
Oh, yeah, a Cybertruck collab with KTM, and the KTM has an electric, so if you bought like 2 for 1, right?
Yeah, and you can charge one.
Yeah, and you can charge it.
Take my money.
Just take my money.
Right
So
now.
yeah, if there was like a Cybertruck that came with one of these electric dirt bikes, that would be awesome, because it's also made for that. So if KTM made a collaboration, and not a limited edition necessarily, but it would be great if maybe the seats were orange, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, take the money. So that'd be cool. Sai, what would you like to see? Like, who would you like to collaborate with the Cybertruck? For you to buy one, even though
For
you don't
me
have a
to buy
driver's
one?
license. Yeah. That would make you be like, maybe I want a driver's license now.
Maybe like a fashion brand, like Prada or something.
It had to be like a Cybertruck Prada.
Yeah, something like that.
What would it look like? Would it be more the exterior, the interior?
No, it will be super chic.
No.
But it will keep its form. But it
Okay.
will be like just super chic. I don't know. I'm not Prada. But it's something like that. It's feminine in a way, even though Cybertruck is so like intrusive. Just to bring out a bit of feminine, I think I would buy it.
Oh, so for it to be more feminine. That's another thing. If you want your brand to appeal, you can't appeal to everybody. So you need to choose somebody. Yeah, you need to have like this perfect ideal candidate of who you want to who you want to sell it to. Of course, the Cybertruck does look like it's more manly for sure. I mean, I would definitely buy it. I already purchased it. I paid the $150. I'm waiting for it. I'm not gonna put it pink, but I'll definitely put my face on it for sure. For sure. I mean, my face is gonna go on my Tesla Model X at one point. We're gonna vinyl wrap it. We're gonna put the QR codes to our channel, and that's all gonna happen. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe right here, right now. Sai, you do have a dad joke for us, right? Because
Yes.
we are always waiting for your dad joke all the time. We
Okay.
want the dad joke. We want the dad joke.
All right.
You guys want the dad joke, right? Everybody wants the dad joke. Yeah. It's happening. Okay, Sai, you give it to us.
Why did the hamburger go to the party with a bun?
Why did the hamburger go to the party with a bun? Because it would feel lonely? It would feel empty? It needed to bring something to eat? Okay.
It's a hamburger.
Because it's a hamburger?
No, that's not the answer.
Oh, that was funny.
No.
That's like a good joke.
Oh, thank you. But because it couldn't catch up with the fun without it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So it couldn't catch up. I couldn't catch up.
Yeah, it couldn't catch up with the fun without a bun.
Yeah.
So it had to go.
Yeah, how to bring
Yeah.
the bun.
Yeah.
The bun had to tag along. If you want more dad jokes and more electric vehicle information, make sure that you tune in at 12 p.m. from Monday to Friday, Vancouver time, on our channel, Two Girls One Electric Car. If you miss our show, don't worry. It's there in the podcast playlist that has the same name. While you wait for your electric vehicle to charge or for your hamburger to be ready, we're gonna be here, in your ears or in your environment, because you can put us anywhere, anytime. I'm Piper, and this is
Sai.
and we'll see you, or you'll hear us, in the next one. Oh, yeah. I mean, Prada would be nice. I guess like velvet. I would look like a velvet one.
Really?
Yeah, like velvet inside. Velvet is so soft.
It is. That's true.
Yeah. This is like, it's anti-reflective. And like, I have Prada boots and the velvet, and I like it. Or like suede velvet, you know?
Sweet.
That type of like